independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and know that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a reflexive, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made, not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in the symphony. They keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency. And ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.
YouTube world, what's good? How's everybody feeling on this Thanksgiving Eve, Black Friday, whatever you want to call it, coming down? But it's been a good time getting some good college football up in here. Football been playing. There's a lot of things to be thankful around these parts, but before it at all, it's the one man, force the eyes and flavor of DFW Sports. Just a super fan, as you see from the DFW land. Wrecking shop in a fun time where all the sports combined. So you know what it is. Hit that like button one time. Go ahead and hit that notification bell. Hitting up on some DFW Sports and sports in general. We're going to try to make a little bit more broad topic since it is some college football that's going on as well right now, as a lot of y'all are tuned into. But had to get my, things off my chest about the Cowboys and what they got going on. A good win streak that they got now. It's still got to continue, but it feels real good, and he's real thankful that he's a Cowboy fan in some degree. So, hey, been a minute, been out with family, over the holidays doing all that stuff, but, he had to come back and get at it and get active, especially when it comes about them Dallas Cowboys. But before anything, like I said, hit that like button for your boy one time. We done hit the, 3,200 mark before, the end of the year. That was our goal. So now we just want to kick it up and try to get to 3,500. So, much shout out to everybody who's been up in here holding it down, supporting your boy one time, trying to make the channel grow. Talking a lot about DFW Sports. Me, I like to just bring my fandom out, what I see and everything. And then I like to bring y'all from in the trenches of DFW when we really post up at the game and go live and see a lot of things going on. So, man, like I said, man, keep supporting, keep rocking with your boy, and we'll keep doing some more things. We're trying to get a little bit more consistent, but this is holiday season. Got a 3-year-old daughter, so it's all that type of things that's going on in there. But we're going to try to keep it rocking, keep it live. But on top of that, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it one time. Appreciate it. Win for life in here. What's good? Here listening while he's with a side of corn. Hey, still eating a little bit, like Ply said. Friday was the best day. Now Saturday is about goodness, especially if you eating it around this time. You good. You know what I'm saying? After that, we got to, start getting ready to, move on. But I know them pies, them sweets he still got up in there. Oh, man. Been a feast. Been a feast. Been a feast. I think we can do the lines real good. And what he's saying is, I bet you the Cowboys got all the momentum. They've been in basically playoff chase here for a minute. Like, their attitude, their vibe is about kicking it up another notch. And it's really starting to where they're trying to play a little bit of complimentary football. Now, that game against the Chiefs, man, ooh, I know a lot of the Dak hate boys out there, you know what I'm saying? They saw Dak throw that pick on the first drive and was like, see, I told you, he choked against good defenses and good all that stuff. It was all good defenses and against a good quarterback, all that type of stuff. He choked, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then, when the Cowboys came back and then they controlled the game and they won. Oh, now the Chiefs ain't a good team no more. Oh, man, come on now. What's it gonna be? I mean, like, what do y'all want, man? I don't understand it. Where are we going at? You know what I'm saying? Where are we going at? What are we doing here? But to give credit to the defense, like, it's two ways to look at it, because you're like, bro, they still needed 31 to win. You know what I'm saying? It goes to show a quarterback that is decent enough is still gonna get a Eberflus defense. That it just shows that. But with that being said, defense did jump up in there, man. Defense jumped in there, made some stops when it was needed. Chiefs did have a few drops as well. It was just one of those things. They're playing losing football. Normally, you can have the talent, but if you have traits that are that'll lose you the game, it'll show up. And that's kind of really what's happening to the Chiefs. They done played a lot of football as well. So I mean, it is what it is. But the Cowboys they're in desperation mode. They're in desperation mode. They got to fire. They have no time. And a lot of this, especially me, I kept saying, bro, if the Cowboys don't come out hot, this is where they can get in trouble. That's normally a lot of the games where they get in trouble. But I mean, last two games against the Eagles and against the Chiefs, it's like you don't start off hot, but you still find ways to get it going. Now, we know the addition of George Pickens, bro. We know this is clearly like, damn, dog. You mean to tell me we have this type of firepower and we were so inept on the other side of the football? We cost ourselves games. You know what I'm saying? Let's just look over the Chiefs game, just going at it. You throw that pick, they score immediately off of it. It's a lot of vibe that's going up in there, but Cowboys chipped away and they keep running the football, bro. Javonte Williams, I will say, the offensive line, once you got healthy and you got Connor Beebe back in there along with Tyler Booker, it's like that inside offensive line is starting to hit different and the running game is still being consistent. And how about your boy, the addition of Sweet Feet Malik Davis? Bruh, he's been cut from the team plenty of times, but when his number is called in the right time, bro, this is what the offense been needing, is that lightning and thunder. They just ain't had the lightning. Javonte Williams remind me a lot of DeMarco Murray in this instance, where the hole might be there and he might hit it, but after a while, he's gonna his gears ain't gonna kick into another one. Everybody else is gonna get faster. He's not. With Malik Davis coming up in there, shoot, and a guy who's been in the league he's going to be head above his shoulders, your rookies that you got. Looking at what we picked with Jadon Blue and Phil Maffa, you're looking at it like, bro, did we just really just like piss away two picks? And when I say that is like, did y'all go about it right is what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that they're bad players, but I just don't think they're for what you need right now. And give credit to Brian Schottenheimer. He's like, bro, look, I know we drafted these guys. Maybe I wanted these guys and thought they were good, but they're not good for us to win right now. So I need something else. You know what I'm saying? Give me this guy. He's been around. And he puts his ego to the side for a moment in players. And I think that's why a lot of people can really, they like Shotty. I like Shotty. You know what I'm saying? I really like how he operates. Now, he did get, a lot of people question, why do you go for it on fourth down, take the points? And, one time he didn't. And you're like, see, this is what we're talking about. But it's give or take. It's give or take. At one point with this offensive firepower that you got, I don't care what defense is on the other side. This is where Dak does have to, even though your defense is still a little bit shaky, with the weapons that this offense have, bro, there's no reason for them not to be productive in a win, loss, or tie. There's no reason for them to be not productive. Now we go back and look, okay, it started when they were like, what, a 3-win team or something like that, and we were like, bro, just for y'all to get in on the back half of the schedule, you got to win like 7 out of 8. Well, you done looked up. They done won 3 of them boys. You know what I'm saying? 3 straight. Now you go into the later quarter of the season. Now you got to win like 4 out of 5 just to have a chance. Just for you to have a chance, you got to win like 4 out of 5. And you looking at the lines next Thursday. Oh, it's like, they're not invincible. We're probably putting I think we're putting more into a lot of stock of the road atmosphere. This is something that the Cowboys have got to get over. Because I put it to you this way: if you don't win the division, which I kind of want to talk about that too as well, because the Eagles they're messing around. You know what I'm saying? But going forward, if you're looking for the Cowboys, you're just like, bro, I get it. I get it. We were bad on defense. There's really 3 games that I'm like, had you went 2 out of 3 in, you'll be in a whole total different situation, bro. The first game against the Eagles, bro, you dropped the touchdown, you fumbled in the red zone, you had like 5-6 drops. You kind of lost that game. You really kind of lost that game, and that's one game I feel they should have won. The game against the Packers, you got a tie, but that's a game they really should have dove in and won. It really should have. They really should have won that game. Now, you can say about the Bears are actually a good team, and that was my point. That's a good team. It was on the road. You got handled. You got smashed. For some reason, we ran the football with CD Lamb out the backfield. He got hurt, and for some reason, we just forgot how to draw offense to other. And I think Shotty learned a lot from that game, and he's like, I didn't have nothing else planned because I had everything for CD Lamb, and I got a whole George Pickens over here. After that, they started feeding George Pickens. George Pickens done took off to another level. He done took off to a whole nother level. And I really respect what Shotty is like, galvanizing and like, for the first year on the job, to go through everything, what he's going through and how it looks. And now you're looking at it like, oh, the Eagles want to mess around. Well, Cowboys mess around and win Thursday. What's up, baby? What's up, baby? You got some candy?
Yeah, I love his birthday.
Yeah, her birthday. Prue, daughter right there, Celeste in the house. Hey, baby. She just came from the birthday party. Heard me talking about the Cowboys, and you know how he get riled up. How he get riled up in there. Let me hit the chat one time. I see we got some things going up in here. Win for life, what you got? I'm not the only one in the chat. Let's go. I feel you. Share it out. Share it out. Uncle Charles up in the house. What's good? All the way from Alabama in the building. UNC Birmingham in the building. What's good? What's good? Yeah, man. Go ahead and get it live in the chat one time. Appreciate that. Let's go get it. Like I said, you a Cowboy fan, come with it. Or if you're a casual fan, let me know how you feel, because the game is on. You got other college football rivalries going on. So, I know it's a lot of things tuned in, but talking about these Cowboys, it's like, bro, okay, now you got to win 4 out of 5 to just have a chance. And if the Eagles mess around and they lose like 4 out of 5, you know what I'm saying? Then it's a whole different thing, because the Cowboys win Thursday. Are the Eagles on a bye week? I think they might be on a bye week coming up. I don't know, but you mess around and win that game. Now you at 7-6-1. Or is it 7-5-1? Mess around and be 7-5-1, and the Eagles mess around and lose another. Man, hey, hold on. Wait a minute. Now we talking about something, but for the Cowboys to keep it continuing, they're going to have to finish something on the road. And I think this game against the Lions will be something that will propel them to a run if they're able to. Some things going to have to fall in front of them, but at the same time, they have their shot. And what they're going to have to do is prove it on the road, because like I said, the Bears are a good team, had a good quarterback. You went on the road, what happened? You laid a stinker. The Eagles, you lost on the road, but I don't want to say, well, you laid a stinker. It wasn't the quarterback, but you laid a stinker because you turned over the football. You had drop passes. You laid a stinker on the road. What else? The Broncos game. Oh, let's not get started there. You damn sure laid out a stinker against a good team on the road. Got smashed, got handled. The Panthers, that's another game, bro, right there. There's 3 games. I'm like, bro, you could have beat the Eagles. You had your chance to beat the Eagles. You had your chance to beat the Packers. You had your chance to beat the Panthers. And those 3 games, bro, you damn sure could have went 2 out of 3. The Cardinals, you got handled. That's on the Cowboys. And that's when basically everything was ready to jump off ship. But you got handled in that game. But those 3 games, the Panthers, the Packers, and the Eagles first game, bro, you go at least 2 out of 3 of those games. This whole thing is different. This whole thing is different. Everything rides about this way different now. You know what I'm saying? So, but give the Cowboys credit, bro. They haven't, when all was bad, when they were ready to fold and then, rest easy to Marshawn Kneeland, they had that incident. I mean, you had the Michael Parsons situation, Diggs getting hurt, Bland getting hurt, all the injuries getting in, and then you have the death situation. Now you're bringing in extra play. This is a lot of shit going on for a first-year head coach. I'm just saying. Now, you do get paid. Don't get me wrong, but you want to talk about going through some shit, and now you're galvanizing these dudes where it's a different fight in this team. It's just something different that we've seen with the Dallas Cowboys coming forward, and it's really refreshing. Even though the possibility of the postseason may just not be there this year. It might not be that realistic. Like I said, you're going to have a lot of help, and you're going to have to handle your business really going all the way out. But at the same time, I'm glad I'm seeing what I'm seeing from y'all, because it's like, bro, if we could just figure this out defensively, if we could just figure this out. Yes, we got great defensive linemen, but we're going to have to figure out, and they're starting to get a little bit more pressure. They're starting to get way more pressure now. They're starting to get some sacks. They're starting to get some stops. They're not always giving up touchdowns at all times. So they are forcing punts. They are doing some things that are necessary for them to show that they're competing. Now, a lot of people say you don't want to play Dallas right now. You don't want to play. Cowboys do not feed into it, because this game right here, if you can't win, I do say you need to win 4 out of 5. So you do have a little bit of leeway. I guess if you got a 1-game mulligan right now for the rest of the season, you get a 1-game mulligan, but this is not the game. This is not the game. This is against a good caliber football team that y'all going to have to show that y'all can win on the road against a good quality opponent. That's something that y'all have not really been able to prove in this year. Y'all haven't been able to prove that y'all able to go on the road and really win a big game like that against a good quality opponent team. It hasn't. Most of it been at an AT&T Stadium. Most of it's been there. But you got to do it on the road. You know what I'm saying? And you can win this game on the road. I think that gives you all the confidence right there, because then you get 2 back-to-back at home, and then the last 2 against divisional opponents, which we know Cowboys Nation floods RFK stadium over there in DC, and we know that it's a lot of Giants fans that in the beginning of the season they Giants fans, then they turn into Cowboys fans when we come down there. So what's good? I don't think we're losing another game. Sean Barber celebrating here. Big shout out to you. Appreciate you joining in the chat, man. Y'all keep it rolling. Keep the conversation going. Let me check what y'all got going up in here. How about 7 coming back? I think he's ready. And bro, that's just another addition. And now you're getting some more pass rush that's adding to it. I like it. You can need all that you but what makes this defense better is Demarion Overshown, bro. Demo, bro, clearly. I've said from a good bit about a jump, bro. The defense has problems on all 3 levels, but the worst problems they got is at the linebacker spot, bro, where they can't hide, bro. And it shows you Kenneth Murray, if we can just get Wilson in there where he can play his position better than Kenneth Murray, I would be up for it. I would be up for it. And this is what you're hoping. And do you believe in Eberflus to really, now that you got some more pieces and then you get Diggs coming back, do you believe Eberflus has it in him to say, yeah, I will create something and we'll get something happening? That's kind of where I'm still nervous. But you see Demarion Overshown being in the lineup, that throwing to the running back out the backfield, we can run that down now. We can run that down. Yeah, we need all hands on deck for this run, because like you say, bro, you're going to have if you win out, that's your best chance to get in with no questions asked, I believe, if you win out. But you really got to start with Thursday for sure, because I think after Thursday, that will tell me a lot about them because, like I said, if y'all lose that game, but then you beat the Vikings, you beat the Chargers in your home stadium at AT&T Stadium right down the street, and then you go around and, you beat Washington and the Giants at the end, and somehow you still sneak in, I don't know how much confidence I would still have in that because you're going to have to go on the road, basically. Unless the Eagles have a total collapse and we win the division, you're going to have to go on the road the whole postseason, be it what it may, if you are able to make that run. So Thursday is going to be everything. Thursday is going to be everything. For real. Everybody getting a little bit healthy. Now we got more pieces on defense, and it just goes to show you, had you made some more, give Jerry credit for making moves, but it's like, damn, bro, had you had your sense of urgency and really been all in, I think a lot of this could have been a little bit different, but we'll see. Pass rush equals turnovers, and that's what you're starting to get. Sam Williams coming up through that boy, you know what I'm saying? Actually trying to play a little bit. And I think the death of the passing of Marshawn Nealon, it shows where they have a different resolve where now they don't really want to quit. It's like they almost don't want the game to be over. And I like that type of vibe that they got. And that's something that, that's something that needs to go there. All he has to do is keep calling good games. Give me hat back, shot it. Be in his bag. And now, are we through with Turpin deserves his play? They got so many weapons in the arsenal, bro. It's like I said, there's no reason for Dak in this offense not to be productive. Even in a win, loss, or tie, there's no reason for them not to be productive. Now, asking you to put up 30 points, I know that's a lot. But at the same time, y'all have all the tools to basically put that much stress on them, on an opponent. Thursday will say a lot when we win. I like his confidence right there. Big time. When we win. Because like I say, now you're beating a team that's a good team, that's a playoff team in the hunt, that's basically in the top of the hunt for the wild card. You know what I'm saying? That's a good opponent in a tough environment. This is really going to say everything about it. Brian Schottenheimer, this will say a lot about you because we see Campbell over there, he's resurrected that Lions franchise and he's given them a flat out buzz, bro. Can you take this team literally into the Lions' den and play winning football? I don't really care what it is at this point. We don't need to win by a touchdown. It don't have to look pretty. It's about winning all the way through the stretch. And right now, the Cowboys should be in playoff mode. And I just think having the Raiders in there, jumpstart that. And then the way they came back against the Eagles, it's like, oh, okay, hold on, wait a minute. Now you beat the Chiefs. Okay, now you done beat two quarterbacks that done won Super Bowls, that have good defenses, have almost about the same amount of weapons as you got. Okay, now you done made something happen. What's up with it? Let's roll with it. Now you're getting ready to play the Lions, who are a physical bunch. I need my linebackers to bring that lunch pail and that Rydell, like for real. I need y'all to be with it because now we got the defensive tackles where, oh, okay, come on, y'all want that type of game? Okay, we got the defensive tackles to withstand that. Now it's going to just be up to our linebackers to make sure that they get into the right spots and make sure they make the tackles when they get there. Because I'm telling you, what for the defense sake, it's going to depend on these linebackers. And Overshown coming back makes a big difference. I'm hoping Wilson or Leofau, somebody. I'm hoping somebody can get Kenneth Murray up out of there. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that. We have motivation against the Lions. We owe them for that. Ooh. And you want to know about that 47-9 loss? I was there. Good Lord have mercy. 2024 was a dreadful time to be a Cowboys fan. And I started my YouTube vlogging of this channel, of me going to the games. That's how it really started in 2022. So I went to like 5 games. I basically, out of that, 16 game winning streak, I went to like 13 of them. I went to 13 of them. Then I went, one of them, the last one was basically I saw 12 wins, but the last one was the Packers ass whooping in AT&T Stadium. And then after that, it followed. I went to the Saints game for my birthday weekend. Boy, the Saints beat the brakes off them boys in there. And I'm like, bro, hopefully they can find it. And then Dak got hurt. I went to the Baltimore Ravens game, and they lost that game on some, on some fliggity stuff. And then that Lions game, bro, yeesh. So, Schottenheimer, you were here when that beatdown happened. Oh, he got him wide open. Touchdown, Ohio State. Breaking in there. Ohio State going up big. That was a big touchdown bomb. Ohio State up 23-9, pending the extra point. Ooh, it's snowing in there, boy. That's what you like about college football rivalry. But Shotty was here. He witnessed them boys get massacred. They went so many tackle eligible. I was at that game where the Cowboys won 2019, and not in 2019, but when they won, I think the score was 20-19, where the game you thought was over when they threw it in the end zone, and then it was a flag, and then we had the sag, and then it was a flag, and it was the emotions. I got that vlog. Matter of fact, if y'all new to the channel, like, subscribe. I look at my video section. I got that vlog, man. Just go ahead and scroll down, hit one of the Detroit line. I got the game from 2022 and 2023. I didn't do 2024 because there was nothing for me to film. It was basically over at halftime. So we got ran out of there. You know what I'm saying? We got ran up out of there. Hey, man, Cowboy Nation, it's been good this week. You had a 21-0 walk down against your hated rival, against the Philadelphia Birds. That was sweet as it was. Then you beat the Chiefs on Thanksgiving against Patrick Mahomes, who's desperate and everything. And you saw Dak throw a pick, but then you saw him get right. Not only did you see that, you saw CeeDee Lamb get right against one of the best corners in the league. He got right. That's what you're paying him $34 million for. He got right. So give credit to CeeDee Lamb. He done had a tumultuous. His season has not started the way we liked it, bro. It really hasn't. But give him credit. He's out there eating. He better, because that dude over there, Big ol' boo. That dude over there is eating. He eating. That's what I really asked that question. Do you trust Eberflus at this situation? We knew it was a talent issue, but a lot of us was like, bro, the stuff that Eberflus is doing is uncalled for, bro. It don't give us a chance. Now you got some extra pieces in there, bro. Like I said, I don't like that we have to score 30 to win the game, because obviously that still would happen against the Chiefs, a struggling Chiefs team. You know what I'm saying? But that is Patrick Mahomes. He does have Travis Kelce. They know how to win with Andy Reid. So some things got to be, told about there. But for the offense to really put up what they did against that Chiefs defense, the Chiefs defense hasn't been bad all year. They've been good. So Eberflus, you're starting to find ways to get off the field. You're starting to get a little bit more of influx of talent coming in. It's going to really depend on him, bro. And it's going to depend on Dak in this offense being productive, because I've also said, long as they're running the football, if they can run the football, bro, Cowboys are going to put up 30 plus. They're going to put up 30 plus if they can run the football. 94 has bought this team even closer. It's like 21 down in your own home stadium, where it's a lot of puke green in your stadium. 21 down. And you walk them boys all the way down. All the way down. Shit. That said something, bro. That said something. Somebody had to say something, and they had to look at 9-4 and was like, you know what? We got to be his extra strength. For some reason, our brother gave up. Let's not give up. And that seems like the Cowboys' attitude right there. It's like it's something in them right now where they're like, damn, we saw somebody fall, and it's like, nah, we wish we could have gave him that extra, as a collective unit to not give up. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems like that's following the Cowboys right there. It seems like that's what they're believing in, and whatever you believe in, and you preach to it, you really true to it. It'll see you through to it. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give him credit. I gotta give him credit. They have something they believe in. They have something they believe in. He said, oh, bro, Kenneth Murray, bro. I swear, bro. I'm like, dog. First of all, Sanborn, he was all them two together. You had no chance, bro. Murray and Sanborn, you had no chance. And they were getting walloped week in, week out. Easily. Good Lord. More Logan Wilson, less and that's what I'm hoping for. Eberflus, can you put Wilson into his position along with DeMarion Overshown? And I'd rather see Mears Leofau, take his chances more than anything, bro. Kenneth Murray, for him to be at this stage of his career, to be years into the league, and this is the production that I'm getting out of him. Nah, bro, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. And this is where do we give Eberflus somewhat of a play? He's been bad, but his talent is bad too, especially at that linebacker position. He said went through it, bro. Them losses. That's the Lions game was one thing. The Saints game was another. The Packers game was the ultimate worst. It was like 19 degrees that day. And the wind was blowing so hard, it was like Chicago wind, bro. And if you're from Texas or mostly from the South, you're not used to single-digit weather with the wind hitting you. You know what I'm saying? To get to that game was ultimate hell. You know what I'm saying? It was cold as hell. And you mean to tell me we get up in there, and we can't even thaw out by halftime. We getting smacked, clap. What? And then you have to go out to your car after the sun done went down, the little bit of warmth you had. And now bruh. And then the Saints game, it was like a continuation. It was just a continuation. It was rough. Teams and I agree. So, Jared, if and this is a perfect game for the Cowboys because Jared Goff is not a runner. You got a statue back there. So now, Eberflus, you know what I'm saying? This is your time to really see if you can heat somebody up. Gonna have to do it. Everybody agree in the chat, man. Talk about it. Bro, I mean, the linebacker play is just, and you seen with DeMarion Overshown, it looks a little bit different. Now, can Wilson be anything a little bit better? We hope. Hey, bro, 88 bounced back, bro. He bounced back. He's been taking a lot of slack. His own deservedly so on his own. You know what I'm saying? But he has bounced back. And that's just been that's been like the rally cry of the team, bro. They gonna bounce back. Now, I will say against the Chiefs, George Pickens was all good until he fumbled that damn ball, bro. And luckily, Turpin really saved the game right there, bro, because you mean to tell me you turn that boy over and let them go down there and score? That would have been like, nah, bro. And somehow everybody would have still blamed Dak. But, that's how it go down. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, I kind of trust him now. Remember, he's eating grits. He eating steak, shrimp, and grits up in that thing. For real. Defense is balling in spite of flus. And I think Marshawn Kneeland is the call for it. I think he's the call for it. He ain't never lied. I think he the call for it. We're feared and respected now, y'all. Cowboys Nation, get up. You're damn sure feared on the offensive side because, like you say, do you want to double CD Lamb or how do you want to play it? How do you want to play it? Because more than anything, like I said, if the Cowboys are getting Javonte Williams running the football, if Javonte Williams gets 80, 85 plus yards from the running back position on his own, the Cowboys are they're gonna put up 30 plus. That's really the bottom line. If you can't stop the Cowboys from running the football, now they're gonna be balanced. Not only can they run that boy, they do off a play action. They can get their tight ends involved, but now everything has got to be single coverage. How do you want to do it? 88, or do you want to do it 3, or do we want to run Turpin in there down there? How do you really want to do it? And a lot of credit should be said right now, especially with Schottenheimer saying, this Ryan Flournoy kid, Flo, hey, he's been gaining, and since that Atlanta preseason game, he's been turning it up a whole nother notch. Give Flo some credit, bro. And Schottenheimer, give him some credit. Dak, I know you co-signed for Tolbert, but he right now, Flo got the hot hand. He deserves this spot. Just keeping it real. Mingo can't get back in there, so that what type of trade was that? That's stuff that you look at with the front office for sure. He was dead trash. Dead trash. Let me catch up with the chat one time. Love is stronger than hate, and they're playing for the love of ninefold. For real, bro. For real. And that's something that I end my show with all the time. I always in my lives, all that type of stuff. I say, man, make sure you do everything with love because love always wins. That's the law. You know what I'm saying? That's the acronym for law. And that's what that is for sure. X-Factor, what's good? Jump into the chat one time. It's a good time to be a Cowboys fan. A little bit later on, I will be doing some Mavs talk. Mavs got another 9:00 game. You know what I'm saying? Still in LA as they did get bounced by Luka and Austin Reeves last night. But there were some things that I liked in there that I'll talk about coming down here later. So what's good with you? Appreciate you for tuning in. We all up in here. He said, man, I haven't felt this good about our Cowboys at this point of the season, and it's 15 years literally. And like he say, it's crazy because like you say, the playoffs, it's a long shot. The playoffs is still a long shot, but just they're doing things that it's like, bro, I like the way y'all playing. I like y'all attitude. George Pickens, his attitude, I think, has changed a lot for the offense. And then Javonte Williams, that pickup, them two pickups, you got to give the front office credit for. You got to give them credit for it. As much as we get on Jerry ass, you got to credit him in the front office for that. Kenny Clark, when it was just him and Osa, I think this says a lot about Osa. I think Osa, after getting paid and it was just him and Kenny Clark, it wasn't enough. But you throw in Quentin Williams in there, a guy who's hungry and talented, real cold, shit. Now, dudes is starting to have a different bounce about themselves. You know what I'm saying? If you're really preaching competition, and that's what Schottenheimer preached from day one, you see the guys like Ryan Flournoy. Okay, he's been making plays. He's getting his reps. Malik Davis, we thought Jadon Blue was going to, be handed it to him. You know what I'm saying? Miles Sanders was in there. It looked like it was just going to be handed it to him, but we see they ain't that good. Okay, well, then we'll give somebody. Competition is really reigning in there. Trying to figure it out on the corner spot. Trying to figure it out at the linebacker spot. Give Shotty his credit, man. I actually see a head coach actually taking the reins of the football team. No, it's not like Jimmy Johnson or Bill Parcells, but, he come from Marty Schottenheimer. So, yeah, he's been around football all his life. So, but I see a head coach taking control. I really see that's what's up. I really see him taking in control. He said, how y'all been? I'm over here deep in Chiefs territory. Been smoking on that Chief pack all week. And you know, I'm a Florida State fan. I'm getting ready to watch the Florida State game. But hey, it wasn't going down here. It was a lot of red down here, you know what I'm saying? But hey, light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up. Before I jumped on the chat, I did my leftovers as well. I got some leftovers. Now that bird might give me bird flu, but I was still on packs of bird. You know what I'm saying? Then I had to add a little chief feather to it. You know, they both got little feathers, you know what I'm saying? So I've been putting some red hairs up in there, you know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. You know? GP is bro. What he say? Oh, I'll do it to you. I'll do it to you. He said, yeah, and I'm like that. And I'll do it to you. The attitude is different, bro. The attitude is different. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Him and CD Lamb might need to switch numbers, bro. I see a lot of 88 in George Pickens than anything, bro. Like, for real. I see Dez Michael Irvin all in George Pickens. I think that's what's refreshing about it. This is no shit on CD. CD Lamb is a top 5 receiver in the NFL. Fuck what you talking about. He's a top 5 receiver in the NFL. He's just, you know, like I say, to me, George Pickens is a guy who's on the sativa brand. CD Lamb, he on the indica. He like laid back with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he'll get active, but it's not like he want to, you know what I'm saying? George Pickens, I don't know. I can't call it, but George Pickens, what he say? And I'll do it to you. For real. In the words of Kurt Franklin, GP, are you with me? You know what's crazy is growing up, especially when he got outside of Dallas, being in GP, that's in Grand Prairie. We played Boys and Girls Club. This was when the Boys and Girls Club was in Dalworth in GP. But we had a chant where we beat on our pass and we were saying, GP, are you with me? That's just a, you know, something in there. Hoodlum, what's up, man? Join the Cowboy, victory stride down here. It's been a good Thanksgiving week to be a Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? Been a good one. He said, yeah. Trey, bro. Trey. Javonte is, bro. You get him 80 plus yards, 80, 85 plus yards in the rushing game. Cowboys are putting up 30 plus. They're putting up 30 plus. That's how I feel about it. Show me something different. Something different. Oh, man, for sure. Appreciate everybody tuning in and giving some feedback for the live, man, one time. Like I said, man, we're deep in football season, but at the same time, we have it all going for DFW Sports as well. Mavs ended up losing last night, but I think I might do something here a little bit later for the Mavs and Clippers tonight. But yeah, Cowboys Nation, especially during football season, we've been having a little laughs, but we're getting into that tomorrow as well. I'll be at the Dallas Stars game, matter of fact. It's supposed to be cold tomorrow too, but I'll be at the Dallas Stars and Predators game tomorrow, so y'all tune in. I'll still be in there. He said that red hair. Speaking for all the Cowboy fans being, hey, let's all join together for all my people that's damn show outside the DFW. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, let's join in no negative. I mean, we can be constructive, but let's not be negative. You know what I'm saying? If you're the one that don't like Dak or you like Dak, that's been a big separation that's been in Cowboys country. And I don't know why, but it is. Do getting Trayvon help this D or no, and why? You can use it. Helps Trayvon coming back helps this defense because you need all hands on deck. That's where it helps for me personally. They can use all hands on deck. Adding a Trayvon Diggs to what you got now, that just gives you a little bit. You need all hands on deck. That's why, for me, it will work. The Javonte Shane. What must I say? Hey, man, you know, growing up in them times, you know, older brother was up in there. He said, I think dude, he sees what's going on with this movement. He should be. And like I said, you need all hands on deck. Do you think he can? I think Reddy Stewart, I think he's getting better as it goes. Keep him in the slot right now. Keep him in the slot. But this week is going to be about your DBs being physical. They're going to have to come up and make tackles. That Jameson Williams, they're running back. This is going to be about a football game that's going to be physical. You're going to have to be physical. There ain't no running in this, man. Ain't no running away from this. This is why I need the linebackers to be on point, because now we got some defensive tackles that are going, okay, Campbell wants to be a front seven type guy. No, now we got some guys up front that's going to really stand on business. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be moving us like that. So now when our defensive linemen are actually penetrating and doing some shit, linebackers, I need you to y'all to be where you need to be. Kenneth Murray, I need you to be where you need to be. I need you to be there. Not half step, especially if you know in the DFW, you know, if you grew up on Pookie and Lucci, they started, man, you better not come half stepping because we got something that, come on, we can't be half stepping at the linebacker position. For you to be this far in your career and you're still doing stuff like this, nah, man, we can't have that. We can't have that. So if the defense, what we was asking in the first 6-7 weeks of the season, can y'all at least be average? Can y'all at least be average? We would have a shot. Now, your ass got to prove it this Thursday because you haven't shown that you can beat a quality football team on the road. We them boys. What's good? Chiming in one time. Appreciate you joining in the live, man. Defense going to have to stand on business. They're going to have to stand on business. Got to make them tackles. We can't be, because them receivers, they probably just going to throw them quick passes out there and see if y'all going to be physical enough to do something. He said, good thing about this game, Goff moved like he in quicksand. And I said that earlier. I'm like, this is really a good game for Eberflus because now you don't have to really worry about that scrambling quarterback. You got a statue back there. So now are your twists and stunts really going to be your key preparation for this type of game? But at the same time, you have got to, it's going to be about y'all tackling, especially at the linebacker position, being there where you got to be there, and you got to tackle. Hypothetically, if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, do you still pay Pickens? If you win the Super Bowl, you're going to have to pay Pickens like $40 million. The best thing, and that's another thing we could talk about into, I think the best thing for the Cowboys to do is franchise tag them. I wasn't really up for it. I was like, nah, bro, franchise tagging them, and then we got to worry about more drama about another contract situation going into next year, because now if you don't make the playoffs but you have a good run, now you're building in momentum for the next season. I'll be damned if we go into another season where we're going to have expectations and we got another contract lingering over our heads or a holdout. Man, I'm tired of that story. That story is over. Ain't that right, baby? That story is over. They can't just be holding out and we have these, and we're going against the same agent. Come on, man. Stop it. Tell them, Celeste, we can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. You get something to eat? Hook me up with something to eat.
April.
Give me something to eat. Hook me up. Oh. Please. Yeah, man. Nah. You're right. Straight in quicksand. Straight in quicksand. What you say? You better pay him. Cowboys win the Super Bowl, bro. I don't care what they do. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I'm going to troll so hard, I might get banned off social media. So I think that's a lot of Cowboys Nation. I think this is a reason why we haven't even been close in 30 years, because now that we're in the social media age, I think if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, the internet will literally shut down, because we going to troll so hard. Folks going to be trying so hard to ban us from social media because they're going to get tired of seeing it. They're going to get tired of seeing it. We need Trayvon. He was just frustrated with Flus. we were all frustrated with Flus. We could all see, like, bro, yeah, the talent ain't that good, but what you're doing it doesn't make it any better, bro. It doesn't make it no better. Like, damn, bro, we ain't got nothing in the house to eat but bologna and bread, and somehow you don't even make that taste good. God damn, bro, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Man, they are going to prove it, and I hope they do it. It's going to depend on their defense, but it starts Thursday. You got to beat a quality opponent on the road because the rest of your schedule doesn't show a quality opponent on the road. It doesn't. After this, you got 2 home games against the Vikings and the Chargers, and then you got road games against the Commanders and the Giants to end the season. I mean, you might play against whoever quarterback is in the Giants, but it's not a good quality team. This is your last chance to show that you can, because if you don't win, if the Eagles don't collapse and you somehow make a run and get into the playoffs, you're gonna have to do it all on the road anyway. So this is about your last litmus test to try to do it. I think the Eagles lose 2 games. That's all we need. We just got to win out. And you win the division, then it's totally different. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. This can go 2 ways, three ways. The third way is more of the probability is that they miss, but one way is the Eagles get a collapse and you win out. Another one is you win the rest of your games and the wild card team stumble. You beat the Lions. You need to beat the Lions because I think that's the only team you'll have a tiebreaker over. You have a tie with the Packers. The Panthers are in the hunt, but you lost to them. See, you got too many NFC losses. And I think the Packers got more NFC wins than you do, though y'all have a tie. So, and you lost to the Bears. So really, you need the Bears to win the division. The Packers, they might just have to get one of those playoff spots. But you beat the Lions and you overthrow them, okay. Now you're kind of in it. But you got to win out. Got to win out. He said, man, if we go to the ship, I don't care what it costs. I'm there per my. He say, I'm going all out. What he say? Nigga he won't be homeless, but it'll be some setbacks. It'll be some setbacks when he come back. Bruh, I'm just hoping for an NFC championship game. I dream of the day we get another NFC championship game in this city, in the DFW. I don't care what it costs. I'm going to that one for a damn show. Y'all know I will be in the trenches. I don't care what it costs. I will be in there. What he say? It'd be some setbacks, but I will be in there. Literally everybody I ask why you hate the Cowboys, they say the same thing. I don't know why. I just hate them. So you know what I'm saying? This is probably why, governed by the Creator, the Most High, he just hasn't, said, y'all ain't gonna know how to act. Y'all already got 5 rings, and y'all still don't know how to act in. Y'all got 5 rings, and a lot of that happened a long time ago, and y'all still don't know how to act. How y'all gonna act if y'all actually get one? I don't care. I'll pay it. Exactly. We're gonna know where golf is, and we just gotta get to him. And with the attitude of Quentin Williams and his talent that's boosting up with Osa and Kenny Clark, them some dudes. I saw Patrick Mahomes get a little flinchy. He got a little flinchy. Now he still made plays, but he got a little flinchy. He did. He said you pay Pickens regardless. They're just gonna have to meet somewhere in the middle, and I just don't want this team to. I don't want this team to, let's say they miss the playoffs, but they finish strong. They finished strong. They finished what, 9-5-1 or something like that. They finished something like that, and you're like, bro, or 10 wins or whatever, and you're like, bro, y'all get a little bit better on defense, y'all gonna be right. And then we got a contract dispute with George Pickens. Because say what you want, he's balling now, but he's putting up numbers where, and he has an agent where he might just sit out, bro. I just don't want to keep going through that. You done already went through that with one receiver, bro. And to me, I would love to do it, but it would be financially irresponsible to be paying two receivers $30+ million, bro. I guess you can call me a little bit of old school, old fashioned, but bro, that's too much money. Now, Pickens is what you say. Well, Dak Prescott, your ass getting restructured. The CD Lamb, your contract, yes, your shit getting restructured. But still, though, that's I don't think that's financially smart. But if it come with a Super Bowl, hell with it. Hell with it. Because now you'll have you know what I'm saying, your little dynasty. Because it's only going to be for like a 3-run period. That's really all you're going to have. Ha. Ha. Everybody, hey, bro, we all got to answer to somebody. We all got to answer to somebody. We need to give our offensive line some love. Think about Dak hasn't been sacked much. Facts. The addition of, that's what I said, the addition of getting Cooper Beebe back healthy. And then you got Cooper Beebe healthy, and then you bring Tyler Booker back healthy. The offensive line seemed to get stable. And let's call it what it is. Tyler Guyton in his second year, we're wanting more from him. We saw Nate Thomas go in that boy at left tackle, and it was like the offense just Now, the question is, who do you believe that you would rock with better? Would you rather rock with Terrence Steele or Tyler Guyton? Who are the two out of them two? Who are you really willing to run with? Because to me, Nate Thomas, he should be a tackle. All I'm saying. 5 down is where it at, huh? He wasn't sacked all. That 5 down defensive lineman, you ain't lying, bro. It's working. And that 5 offensive lineman front is holding up all firm. He wasn't sacked all day. He was holding it down. He said, you got to give him that bag. Troy Moore, what's good? What's good with you? He said, you got to give him that bag. I really want to. I really do. But I just don't think it's financially smart. If you want to improve your defense, or unless you restructure everybody's contract, then we can make it do. But you're going to give this front office every reason and every excuse to say, well, we can't, we done paid the quarterback. We done paid 2 receivers. We done paid the defensive line. We done paid the You're giving them more excuses, you know what I'm saying? And that's the last thing we be liking about Jerry right there in this front office, trying to give him that. This is the thing. We have the money. We have the money. We have the money, but what? Hey, if they pull off a run, it would be no reason not to. It would be no reason not to. That's facts. If they pull off this run, even if they don't even make the postseason, if they win out, I think if they win out, they're in the playoffs. But if they win the next 4 out of 5 and maybe not get in, that gets them at 10 wins and they might not get in, but still, the consideration will be loud. Now, I just don't want to go through a whole nother, holdout situation, all that. That's what I'm dreading to go. You know who his agent is. So I just don't want to go through that again. But if you're telling me he's going to catch for over 1,300 yards and all that type stuff and basically outshine our receiver that we done paid $34 million, it would be a fool not to. You know what I'm saying? He said, trim the fat, get lean, work on them contracts. So Dak, you want, the pressure will always be on you, but like I said, Lamb and Amari Cooper was one thing. George Pickens and CD Lamb. Like I said, George Pickens he like really should be wearing 88, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. He got the 88 the Cowboys fans, true Cowboy fans have grown up to know about. Like for real. We the boy said cut steel. So that settles it. I can move Tyler Guyton to right tackle, and I can keep Nate Thomas at left tackle and run with it. Don't nobody want to draw us in the playoffs. We're kind of going to be like that Packers team that did our punk asses in 2023. I want to give that revenge back to some folk. You know what I'm saying? That was a heartbreaking loss. I done already described it. He said, I got PTSD thinking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. Jerry did not allow Micah to go anywhere where they couldn't pay him. I'm just glad he didn't become an Eagle because I'm not mad at Micah trying to get his money now. I just didn't like the vibe how he went about it. But at the same time, you do got to get your money. You do got to get your money. He said, still a Guyton, Thomas over Guyton. I couldn't put you like Guyton over Steele because, you know, Steele is not that older, but you got a younger guy and Steele and Guyton who's still in his rookie contract, that type of stuff. You know, you think about the financials if you're trying to trim this, because think about it. If you're trying to pay Pickens, you got the money, but, you know, it's going to be some things that come down the line, especially with Guyton. You know, he'll have a couple years where you want to get paid in that. Not to mention what you got with, you know, Nathan Thomas. So it's I would take Thomas over Guyton, but I would take Guyton over Steele. But I don't at this point right now, I would take Thomas over Guyton. That's me. I would take that. Trey Moore. So in that respect, pay the guys we receive. If it makes a run, Jerry put his foot in his mouth after that playoff ass slacking they got handed to against Green Bay and said in 2024 that they were all in. And they absolutely did nothing. CeeDee Lamb held out. They signed him on the week of the season. Dak Prescott was going into his final year of the contract, and in the 11th hour before the season started, he had a deal struck. It was like, come on, bro. Are you serious? Then you had a head coach that really had uncertainty about his future. I mean, that's just a lot of drama going into that. And that shit folded on them boys. They got hurt, and they folded. They folded, man. You know what I'm saying? So I can't stand it, but Schottenheimer seemed like he's taking it by the reins. But, you know, if you're going to be all in, this is your chance. Because the contracts you signed, it looks like a lot of 4-year deals. Maybe this is the players trying to get that. But this is your window. This is your window. Danny, what's good? What's good, my guy? What is good? Whoever blocked better don't care about the name on the jersey. But that's the realest shit I heard right there. And just at this point in time, as of right now, I just think Nate Thomas is a better blocker than Tyler Guyton right now. Tyler Guyton's kind of banged up, but he's having some issues right now as well. I think the combination of Steele and Guyton is different because they're both massive guys. Guyton, I think he will be better at right tackle. And I think in the long term, it will be better to run with him at right tackle than over Steele. That's how I'm thinking. How about them Cowboys? George Pickens all the way. Nah, man. Nah, hold on, bro. You need both of them. Bro. You're going to need both of them. Now, we have been talking about trimming the fat. You have got to restructure a lot of shit going on. For real. Restructure a few guys if they want to continue on the run we about to make. Like, facts. Dak, you're going to have to trim the fat off your contract. Get a lot of your money uploaded. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got a family, get it there now, put it into some trust funds, and then, you know, make the money work for itself. You be straight. What did Cameron say? You be all right, B. Be all right. You know what I'm saying? CD Lamb, you the same way. Both of y'all the same way because both of y'all had y'all contract signed at the right same time. Y'all get y'all stuff restructured. The way Osa them played this year, I'm like, hold on, bro. You're gonna need a restructuring too. Wait a minute. Because we didn't have to bring in 2 defensive tackles, bro. Actually, 3 if you include Solomon Thomas. We didn't have to bring 3 guys in here. And they really done almost, to be honest, been more productive than the guy that we actually paid. We can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Keeping Pickens on the Cowboys hypes the networks to, and Jerry loves that. Jerry just love, and he would love the controversy. George Pickens, do you sign George Pickens? You're dealing with the same agent. He's gonna love that pub. He's gonna love that pub, and then he's gonna he's gonna sign for him. But do you hope that George Pickens is in a professional mind state? I think that's what you're really hoping for, because make no mistake about it, Jerry wants to pay him, but you got to understand, like, he gonna negotiate. Like, we might not have thought that him and Micah negotiated. They negotiated, but it wasn't. There was clearly they didn't want to fuck with each other no more. That's clearly what you saw. Micah felt some type of way how Jerry did him, and Jerry felt some type of way how Micah whatever went on, and it's like, I don't know. If our money is going to be locked up for a few years, why not this core? Let's go. Let's run it up. Let's run it. Run that back, Turbo. Let's run that back, Turbo. All we needed was some better defensive pieces on this side. That was Ben showed. Now you got the lineman. Now you're in the draft, you kind of need to get you a safety somewhere. You got to get you some linebackers somewhere to help it out. But, we'll see how that go. When Micah laid on that table on the sidelines, I was out on Micah then because it was a matter of respect for the fellow of your teammates out there. You want to keep your professional business in business. It's a business, bro. This is what everybody does to try to get paid. Either that or you go get another job, bro. That's the American way. That's the American way. I thought you said switch CD Lamb's number to George Pickens. I did say that, but I didn't say cut him. I didn't say cut him. I didn't say cut CD Lamb, but I'm just like, I think George Pickens really, he has all the vibrations of an 88 that we've grown up and love the Cowboys to be. You know what I'm saying? Troy said, remember how we win championships in bunches, keep all these guys. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, keep them all together. Build something. And this is Shotty's first year building this message. So if they can go on a run, why not? Because now he done established something. This is what he's been trying to establish from the beginning, was the culture. First it was competition, and then it's about the culture. If you bring all these guys back, now you have a culture. Now it's just about them living up to expectations. We always said the problem with the Cowboys is, bro, when you expect them boys to go on a run and be good in the season, they lay the damn bit. But when you don't expect them to be good, that's when they try to make a run and be good. That's been the whole problem. Javier Solis, what's up? We're my nation. We're the nation up in here. Cowboys Nation rocking up in here, man. Y'all chime in. Keep chiming in. Keep rolling in on this Saturday. Then what you got, Michael? Who cares about him because he's finished? Oh, everybody's moving forward, bro. But, he has the same agent. It's hard to move on because you got George Pickens has that same agent. So now it ain't really no moving on. The agent is still tied up in that. So I love to have George Pickens for sure, but one way or the other, I just don't want Jerry to fuck around with this one. Not only fuck around with it, drag it out to, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not trading them. You're not trading. The best you can probably do, I did not agree with tagging him, but bro, the way this offense looks and the vibe it is, bro, you got to tag him just so you can basically control the negotiations right now. Because he hit free agency, he's going to get overpaid. He's going to get overpaid. For real. For real. We're not about to look weird and lame. We're not changing. I'm not trying to separate nothing. I ain't trying to separate nothing. But we all know if you grew up a Cowboys fan, George Pickens got all the vibe of an 88. Keep his image right. He said, y'all, Jerry been moving different lately. Pickens is not going anywhere. And to be honest with you, like I said, you got the same agent. Let's be way more proactive in this one, Jerry, than you did the last time. And that's what he's saying. You just hope Jerry don't fuck it up. Don't go in here and let your ego fuck something up where they got to basically where Pickens and his agent, Dave Mulagetter, where they got to stand on business. Don't go in there and muck stuff up, bro. Let's treat each other as equals and let's get a deal done. I think that's what Cowboy Nation is saying right there. See, you got some folk that come in there, and I want to show them a little love too, but I was just really speaking my opinion, you know what I'm saying? And you're talking to a guy who, I actually stay in the area, I really, I done paid lots of money to be up in there, so, I've literally saw folks, Anyway, I that'd be probably the last time I even showed, folk doing that. But I just want to address folk like that. I mean, it's cool to have a different opinions, It's really cool. The way the Cowboys week done been, it ain't really too much that can get up under my skin, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's nearly what up, Coyote up in the building said there's nearly 100% chance that Pickens will be playing for us next year. Facts. Might have to tag him. He said, did y'all see how the Lions had Montgomery down bad? That's why we whooping they ass. Punch on them. And like he said, bro, this is all about the Cowboys basically finally trying to get a good quality win against a good quality team on the road. Because all 2025, they have not showed it. Regardless if it's been the offense ain't been able to do, the defense been able, regardless of the situation, they have not beaten a quality football team on the road. So you got to do what you got to do. Y'all that's why I wanted to, it's all good. It's the way it's go. I've seen worse, bro. Like I've seen a lot of worse, but life is so good right now. You can just tell who done had some unseasoned Thanksgiving food. You can tell them type of folk that, they little unseasoned right there. You know what I'm saying? Little unseasoned right there. What he say? He hits free agency. You already know the Titans are, bro. Somebody they're going to hit him with about 45 million. Bro, he going to be the highest paid receiver. So somehow we got to see if we can get with GP people and be like, bro, how can we sponsor you around here, get you where, Dallas Fort Worth is beautiful. You're going to, not only you're going to play in the Metroplex, you got the big stadium, but then Frisco, bro, they still building on Frisco. Frisco is one of the, bro, it's going to keep coming up, bro. Like, they got a lot of things for you out there. And then, you want to have you some kids and stuff like that. He broke his nose. Did you punch him? Yeah. Nah, no, you didn't. You weren't supposed to do that. Nah, you weren't supposed to be punching. We try to resolve the matter first before we, really get active. But you got to be active and stimulated in the mind. But, yeah, bro, everybody gonna throw the book and Jerry gonna be like, he said, GP, are you with me? Come on, man. look here, George. I know your agent, David. You go ahead, come up in here this time. We want to do this right. I'm not trying to cut a deal with your agent, with your client behind your back. I want this deal to be out on the table, and we really like George, and it'd be good for him to be a Cowboy and keep coming there. You can't overpay the best receiver in the game. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. I have a strange feeling that we finished 10-6-1 and the Eagles finished 10-7. That's my feeling. That's my feeling right there. Like, bro, it will be a hell of a run, but for the simple fact you drop that game first week of the season against the Eagles, you drop that game against the Carolina Panthers in a game that you had to win, and then you tied against the Packers in a game that you could have won. You go 2 out of 3 of those games. The season is totally different. You win the division. Win the division. Of course, the no state. It's lovely. It's lovely. The Eagles are now winning 10 games. Ooh. If you get a total collapse, say. So what we're saying is the Eagles are in big trouble. But the Cowboys, they just got to really, look, we got to have help, but what's going to help them the most is they're going to have to just win. And it's going to start Thursday against a good quality opponent. That Cardinals loss hurt. I was at that game too. I got that vlog, matter of fact, in the video, so y'all can check that out. But yeah, man, that Cardinals game, that was a game that it sucked because they really got handled. Defense got handled, offense got handled. They got handled. We even missed field goals in that game. They got handled. But that Panthers game, bro, that was a winnable game. That Packers game, that was a winnable game. That Philadelphia Eagles game week 1 was a winnable game. Bears, you got handled. Broncos, you got handled. Yeah, bro. They just I don't know, man. MK, what's good? The Sneagles are in trouble. They got a lot of things going on for a team that won the Super Bowl and has the talent that they have. But I said it from a jump. I'm like, bro, y'all can say Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback just because he got the Super Bowl and he's been to 2 Super Bowls. That's fine. But you clearly see that team is not built for. I don't know how it's not built because he has the weapons, but them throwing the football don't do them no justice, bro. You can say Saquon Barkley is not running like he did last year, but they fed Saquon. Their formula was running the football. They're trying to go away from that to appease A.J. Brown and all. Like, look, now you getting your numbers, but you losing. When you weren't getting your numbers, you were winning. This is everything what we're trying to say, bro. And everybody's coming out. C.J. Gardner, what did he say? He was like, bro, they offense too simple. Okay, so you mean to tell me you got to run a simple offense for a guy who's been to the Super Bowl twice, winning one? Why are you running a simple offense? Tell me that. Okay, we'll let it breathe. Bills and Redskins need to do Dallas a favor. Handle some business this weekend. Eagles need to just roll over and get out the way. They ain't doing this. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't talking about nothing. This year is worse than 2023 because they had 10 wins when they collapsed. They only have 8 this year. Talking about the Eagles. Howie is so great that he can't build a dynasty. But he gives it a shot, though. He gives it a shot. I mean, us as Cowboys fans, we just trying to get to that Final Four dance and let everything happen as it may. Because I think if they finally can get that off of their shoulders of not being to an NFC, not getting out the divisional round, getting to the NFC Championship game, I think if they can finally get that off their shoulders, they'll play out. They'll play out there. Hurts is not a QB. He a rugby player. Sorry. Bro be standing back there in the pocket looking at his receivers and like, fuck it, I'll run this bit. Like, fuck it, I'll run it bit. That Panthers game hurt. Oh, and you're a Carolina fan, so yeah, Rico Dowdle told y'all to buckle up. Y'all didn't buckle up, bro. I heard so much. Oh Lord. And I fucks with Rico Dowdle. I really do. I got loves for Rico Dowdle. Big shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? We could really still use him. He should have been I think he would have had damn near close to 1,500 yards last year had you not brought Zeke back and did all that bullshit they was doing in the back in the run game. So yeah. Give up both 2026 first rounders and move up for Arvil Reese. F them picks, huh? F them picks. See, this is, you know what? I hear you on that. But this is where we kind of have problems with the front office right now. We're like, bro, y'all really have the resources and you have the draft capital. Don't get too cute. Do not get too cute. Please don't. Hurts is the in the Hall of Fame of Washington Wishbone. That basically give, go, run. But that's what makes the Eagles good when he's really running the football. When he's controlling and running like that, bro, that's really where they're in control. But if you're asking him to keep throwing the ball, then absolutely glorified running back. That CD and Jake drops in week 1. Like I said, Jake Ferguson dropped a touchdown. And what happened immediately after that? What happened? You had a weather delay. We come back out. Miles Sanders fumbles the damn football. And then you have the drops. Bro, that hurt. Can't hate Howard. He been well since he's been there. And you see the results that he's getting from it. I mean, sheesh. 3 Super Bowl appearances, winning 2. Sheesh. Quinn Williams is a beast, real gamer, and his attitude. He is exactly what George Pickens is on the defensive side. Not only is he ultra talented, it's his attitude, the way he carried him, and the will to have fun again. Like, bro, he makes it a headache to go against. DBs, bro. I know they see George Pickens on the schedule and like, bro, I gotta deal with this motherfucker all game, man. What'd he say? I'm like that. And I do it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Ultra Cowboy, only 2 elite defensive players in this draft. Both are in Ohio State, Downs and Reese. And you can use, how long has it been, especially, I think Diggs has changed that. He's probably been the only one. You could add Bland in there. But at the safety position, when have you had a playmaker at the safety position for the Dallas Cowboys? I can't even remember. I cannot remember. I can't remember. Yeah, Will McClay, he got a hit in this draft like it's the bro. Because you look, they done released a lot of people from a draft class, bro. Like, did Ohio State just in the game? I think so. College football. Oh, that wasn't the quarterback fault. Hit the receiver in his worst spot in his hands. Turnover. Ohio State is going to finish the regular season 12-0. For all the people who watching college football out here. Hardy from Mizzou is my pet cat running back. You be on that NCAA. Man, I need to get my Twitch up, man. I get my Twitch up and we start doing some things. I'm going to get a little bit active, for real. He said a Dallas custom. You know what, bro? You know what, though? I'm now at the stage where I can create some membership. So let's say I get the membership going. If you become a member and, follow everything that come with a membership, I might start doing that for folk. That might be our next little thing coming up in here. You know what I'm saying? Because We right down the street. We right down the street from all the pro shops up in there. So, we can go to Frisco, we can go to Arlington, we can go to Irving, we can go to Grapevine, we can go everywhere, and hit them up. He said, that's why I said Lamb getting hurt was the best thing for Pickens. And I think it shows Brian Schottenheimer was like, you know what? Let's give props to Schottenheimer for actually making the game plan for George Pickens. I think this offense is clearly better when they don't have to force it to CeeDee Lamb now. That's all the credit I'm giving the trash pitch is basically Howie. That's it. Booker is this generation's Eric Williams. Ooh. 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 So if you could just solidify the tackles, like I said, Terrence Steele is actually good on the run blocking. Actually, pass blocking, they said he did good against the Chiefs, though. Against the Chiefs, he graded out as an 81 in the pass blocking. Run blocking was 61, but, against the Chiefs, he actually did pretty good. Dak was actually kept clean all day. He really was. I could share the screen with y'all, but I haven't even looked at the numbers, getting back in town from with the family and everything like that. Tyler Booker graded out basically the second highest guy on the offense at a 78. Run blocking was 79. He was whooping ass. Pass block 68. That's not too bad, but he was whooping ass. CeeDee Lamb came out as the highest graded offensive guy at a 79. Prescott was at a 74. Kevontae Turpin was in there at a 73. Cooper Beebe came in that boy. I could give what they more did and anything. Since I'm on here with y'all real quick, look at the blocking. Let's look at the blocking. The Cowboys allowed 6 pressures in the game. 6 pressures. Only gave up 1 hit, but no sacks. Cooper Beebe was the one that gave up the hit, but he gave up 1 hurry. Tyler Smith he was the main one that gave up the hurries. He gave up 2. Nathan Thomas only gave up 1. Tyler Booker, only gave up 1, but them boys was handling business, though. Handling business. Boys handling business. Look at the defense. Your boy James Houston had a better game. The Pro Football, they claim that James Houston had the best game out of 84, but he only had 19 snaps. So you're looking at more snaps. How y'all feel about Donovan Ezeraku? How do y'all feel like his progression has been getting? I mean, now that you add Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark into this defensive line rotation, how do y'all feel like Donovan Ezeraku's? I think that's something that they found in right there. Like, somehow, week in, week out, he's getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? He had a 77 defensive overall rating. Osa Digazua graded out at a 76. Kenny Clark graded out as a 74. So your main guys up there, that defensive line actually grading out pretty good. Pretty good. You know who was the worst defensive graded player by Pro Football Focus in the Chiefs game? Take a wild guess. It was Kenneth Murray Jr. With 36 snaps, he graded out as a 29 on defense. Oh, Lord. What is that? What is that? Davion Clowney, out of 29 snaps, they graded him as a 69, but his pressure rate was at an 86. He had the highest pressure grade. Cowboys had 28 total pressures, got 3 sacks, 7 hits, 18 hurries. They're starting to get a little bit better at it. Jadeveon Clowney had 4 total pressures. Ezeraku had 5 total pressures. Like I said, bro, he's progressing. Kenny Clark gave you 5 of them. He gave you 5 of them. Ultimate defensive weapons, Downs and Reese. So you're saying trade up to get one of those, and now you got Deron Bland sold up. You got a couple young corners in Revel. Maybe Carson. Maybe what's his name? Trezic. Can't say, but then you got Reddy Stewart. You like Bain, Miami on the defensive end. I ain't mad at that. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. But I don't think you need to trade up to get him. But one of them defensive backs out of Ohio State, yeah, I can see it. He said, "Oh, Roy Williams, bro, yeah." He just came in the wrong era. He came in the wrong era because he couldn't lay dudes out like that no more. That's where they started changing the rules. So he couldn't do that. Booker, Easy, and Revel are all hits. Now you just that's where I'm kind of conflicted on. Do you trade away your picks or do you give McClay another chance to hit on another draft? Because to be honest with you, they still got holes that they need to fill in. And can they hit on their draft? That's going to be big. That's going to be big. Booker holding his own 2 weeks in a row against Carter and Chris Jones. Super impressive by the rookie. That's a monster right there. Ohio State finally gets the Michigan thing off their back. As they finish the season undefeated, they handled Michigan. Let's see if it ended in fight. It ain't no need. Nah, y'all planted that flag at Ohio State. Them niggas about to plant the flag on y'all, bro. Nah, y'all, hold on, man. Y'all can't be like that, bro. Y'all started a whole bunch of ruckus doing that shit last year. Hey, bro, it is what it is. You lost. And that's what you told them boys. They lost. It bees like that. I think that's somebody gonna try to do it. A lot of people not leaving the field. They gonna try to do it, bro. Gotta love college football. As I'm getting ready to watch that Florida State game. And Queen, she about to watch Oklahoma LSU as well. So yeah, draft real good. You better draft your ass off. I mean, like you said, you got the draft capital to do it. Why not have the extra salary? And you know what? Okay, you'll be tied up, but then you pay George Pickens that money. You basically allocate most of your financial resources to him. Keep your draft picks, and therefore, you got to hit. You got to hit. For sure. And, I'm going to start that coming soon. I'm going to make a membership coming out, and, we'll do some ideas that, keep everybody engaged for sure. Keep everybody engaged. You had Kenyon Sadiq in the draft. The offense would look unstoppable. We need a game changer at tight end. Ferguson runs like Biden. What do you think about Span Ford, though? What y'all think about Span Ford? I think Span Ford should get way more room, but I like what you're saying right there. No, you're not lying about that. You could upgrade that position, but Span Ford to me looks bigger, stronger. Can Michigan guard in the middle of their field. Bro, nah. See, y'all can't win and do some whole shit like that and then sit over there on y'all's and act like y'all gonna start some shit if they come over there and do it. Come on, fam. Come on now. The Carolina game is when I said GP is that dude. Facts. Facts, bro. He took off with it. Bro, that boy bro. And ever since that game, Dak is like, I can go to this dude. Why not? Turpin 100 for that fumble recovery. And I said it. As great as George Pickens was being, that fumble would have cost a lot right there. It would have cost a lot. Now, I still got to read into how the memberships go, my brother. I still got to read into them. Frank Joseph, what's good? Big shout out. Happy Cowboy time to y'all. Cowboy Nation, stand up. Happy Thanksgiving and all of that. All of that. Yeah, man. Bring everybody up in here. We having a good old time up in here. Since the Quentin Williams trade, them boys reminded me of the 90s. Woo! See, they not only chasing, Deion said it the best. They're not chasing a Super Bowl. They're chasing the Cowboys in the 90s. That's what they're chasing for. And you know what? Could this be a start? You got a lot of 4-year deals. Could this be a start of it? Now, like I said, they still need a lot of things to, help. But, Easy is going to be a stud. Ezra Rocco is really holding it down, bro. Like, for real. He's gotten better week in, week out. Week in, week out. Ezra Rocco, hold it down, man. For real. For real. Are you on better terms with that Game Time, Brian UC? Are you talking? Explain to me on that one. Everybody giving love to Ezra Rocco for sure. Had to give Shotty his props. He's the one holding this thing together. And that's what I did. I said, bro, you know what? I'm going to actually be honest with you. He preached competition. And it seemed like now in the beginning, I always say Javonte Williams, I apologize. I was not that familiar with your game. I after your injuries, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, how did you just give the starting position to Javonte like that? How? And then how did you just say Miles Sanders is going to be the next guy to be behind him? How? Well, he said he was wrong. He wasn't wrong about Javonte, but he knew he was wrong about Miles Sanders. And now you see Malik Davis coming up in there doing some things for sure. The birds stuffed the pigeons. The pigeons got ran all over by Catholic convention. That's what he's talking about. I got you. Yeah, definitely want that middle linebacker from Ohio State. You gotta upgrade from what you got. Overshown and Leofau, I think, are going to be straight, but you got to add to it. You got to add to it. You're going to have to. I can't believe they connected you and Joseph. Nah. It's all good, man. It's all good. A lot of Quentin had 8 pressures on the Eagles 4 days later. In the words of my man Danny, he was like, yeah, we done moved on from Michael Parsons. We done moved on from him. I have respect for people like GTB. They ran with the fake MH narrative. Y'all all up in there. And Shotty has 25 years of experience to do with it, bro. He's been around football all his life. All his life. All his life. He said Roy Williams gained too much weight. But then at the same time, he could, bro, once he horse-collared T.O. and broke his ankle, he was done because, like you said, he wasn't fast. He wasn't fast. Booker is a grown man. Grown man. Hey, appreciate you, Ultra Cowboy. Appreciate subscribing, man. We got a lot of things going in. Like I said, as y'all see in the background, I'm really from Dallas Fort Worth, and we're residing in Grand Prairie, which is neighbor to Arlington, neighbor to Irvin. You know what I'm saying? We're residing right up in there, and we do a lot of DFW sports, but football season is the season of all times. Kyle, appreciate the subscribe, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Keep showing the love, man. Hopefully we can get y'all to join up in here more times. Appreciate everybody who actually been sharing the channel, sharing the content, bringing more people in here, man. Big salute to y'all, man, for sure. For sure. Appreciate that, Sean Barber up in there, man. Y'all been made it live, man. Like you say, it's been a thankful week to be a Cowboys fan. It's been a real thankful week. Hey. Spanford 6'7", I would like to see more run because Ferg, bro, I don't know and he been dropping way too many passes for my life. He get the simplest play action boots coming out, and bro, all the teams are over that. They're all on that. Spanford is another slow tight end. I like tight ends that can but Spanford, he punished dudes though. I think him coming off the play action is better than Jake Ferguson. He might not be fast, but one dude ain't going to be bringing him down. I don't think the first dude is going to bring him down, and you're getting a lot of that with Jake. I need Spanford to leapfrog Schoonmaker. I would rather have him as tight end too. And like I said, you put him and Hunter Lupick back there, now you got some extra power coming along with the offensive line, man. You got some extra physicality coming up in there. He said the blue hurricanes all week to Thursday. Slurricane. He said hurricane, but you can call me Slurricane. Yo, Mark, what's up? Appreciate you tuning in. Let's go, Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Let's go, Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Can they keep it going? Javonte, comeback player of the year, in your opinion, you'll take it over Dak because Dak is going to be fighting for comeback of the year comeback player of the year as well. But Javonte Williams, like I said, I apologize. We really had to apologize for that guy. We didn't know you still had it in you after the injuries like that. It's a great time to be a Cowboys fan. And he said, let's go. Damn them Penguins. Since they are in a cold region, birds don't like to be in where it's in a cold region anyway. So, yeah, they better off to be called penguins. Sonny Styles is a stud, just like CJ Allen is a stud. All the chat jumping up in here. Michael, who we don't need no Michael. That's all what we saying. It's all what we saying. Frank Joseph, what's good, man? Hey, man, you know, I believe I done came across your channel a good couple times as well. So, hey, man, just having fun with it. Having fun with it. I'm just this been in my blood. I've actually grew up in this area, and it's just like, we have this type of passion for all the teams. And like I said, I'll be going to show you I'm a DFW fan. I will be at the Dallas Stars game. He said, hockey? Really? Bro, I will be at the Dallas Stars game tomorrow, Sunday. So I'll be in the hockey trenches tomorrow, holding it down. Chat really bumping today. What y'all got going? He said, Michael, who? Michael Parsons' podcast got canceled while they had no internet in Green Bay. It's too cold. But now, that did piss a lot of Cowboy fans off. Not only did you lay on that table, but now you want to say, I don't need to do the podcast. I need to be focused on football. Motherfucker, we told you that here. And the disrespect that you did after y'all asses gave up 48 points in a wild card game against the Green Bay Packers, who was a 7th seed. And y'all were the number 2 seed. You had the nerve to bring the quarterback who bombed y'all on your podcast. Come on, bro. Like, let's be real. As TCU getting ready to play, you know what I'm saying? Holler to TCU. SMU play a little bit early as well, you know what I'm saying? Mike has actually been playing good, though, but we didn't need him. 214, stand up, baby. Sub, appreciate the sub. The MKGS right there. Appreciate the sub right there. Gonna keep it going. Appreciate all the love y'all been giving through the chat right now today, man. We really eating today, man. We going really far. We got about another maybe 20 minutes. We'll probably be on here live, you know what I'm saying? So get all your joy that we got going on, because now it's really the crunch time coming in the last quarter of the season. It really is. You know why no one is talking about Dak? That's just how good he's been. That's the standard for him. And you get a lot of the Dak hate boys. They jump on there and they say he's been in the league 10 years. He gotta have everything perfect going for him, and yada 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 yada. Okay, so once he can't beat good teams, he can't beat good defenses. Okay, then he start beating good teams. Well, that's only in the regular season. You can't do nothing in the postseason. I mean, damn, bro. What do y'all want, bro? I will give it to you. He has, mucked up a good couple times in the postseason, but damn, you can only do what you can do. And if you don't get to the postseason, it don't matter. It don't matter. For real. Best blocking and receiving tight end in this draft, Will McClay, y'all need to be on it, because I the problem is you paid Ferguson. You done paid him. Schoon, it looks like it's a way where do you pick up his option coming up? You know what I'm saying? Or do you run with Span Ford up in there? He said Ferg ain't been the same since that concussion. Span Ford with Dak hitting the screen, hitting the seams needs to happen, man. For real. Spanford is a bigger body, and a lot of people say Dak be throwing hospital balls. I think you can say that a lot about all the quarterbacks in this. They throw hospital balls because they feel they can get away with it, because receivers they're not scared to go through there no more. They ain't scared to go through there. Unlike when a lot of folks like us grew up where, yeah, you paid for that shit. Nate Thomas needs to start. It might not be at left tackle, but he definitely can do better than Steele. There you go. So I was basically, we're all in agreement right there. I would take Nathan Thomas over Steele, but I would, you know what I'm saying? I would take Tyler Guyton over Steele. So Steele looks like he's going to be the odd man out. Under litigation by that Puerto Rico game. Defamation. He up in here, he chiming. Cowboy fans don't strictly focus on defense. Head scout told me that the 2025 draft party, this coaching staff said BPA regardless of position. So best player that's available, we'll see. And this is what not only is it best player available, they have to hit. because Mozzie didn't hit. Sam Williams, he on the fringe of not hitting. You know what I'm saying? For real, he on the fringe. The Lions best be getting ready, because if they're not ready, they're getting their ass whooped by us. And if I'm Brian Schottenheimer, they ran up the motherfucking score against us in AT&T Stadium. You know what time it is. They better not show any inkling of some deterioration going in there, because y'all getting that work. Y'all getting that work. Tyler Guyton has improved a lot from year 1 to year 2. His pressure rate allowed has dropped. He's just having too many damn penalties. That's kind of what's killing him right now. And now he's kind of being banged up as well. That's kind of killing him. Nate Thomas is not better than Guyton. That's why I said I got to keep Guyton over Steele. But I think Nathan Thomas is better than Terrence Steele. So there you go. I would rather roll with Guyton, and I would rather roll with Steele as TCU gets ready to kick this off. Could have been a game he went to, but we're already going to, you know what I'm saying? Dallas Stars game. We try to stick to it in the Metroplex. Dan Campbell is going to be calling all kinds of stuff Thursday. He get too cute if he wants. That means Brian Schottenheimer, I don't need you to get extra cute. They're going to have to show us that they can stop the run, and after that, you know what to do. See the 88 or 3. Or see what their type of coverage is. They're going to play off. They're going to whatever. 3 and 88 or 88 and 3, however you figure it, throw Trey in there. Double Trey in there. Throw them in there. Oh, I got you. Shout out to them Oiler fans for life. Ain't nothing like Texas sports. Boy, he dropped that boy. TCU playing Cincinnati right now. Queen, she already got the TV up. I hear the Oklahoma LSU up in there. And in the next hour, I'm getting ready for Florida State. And you know, Warwick done been he inspired me to play Pop Warner football. You know what I'm talking about? Michael was big tripping. Thomas is, you want to upgrade the draft? Caleb, you're talking about in the secondary? Bro, I just can't remember when they had a playmaking safety. I can't remember it. It's been a long time, but I cannot remember. Rootin' tootin', how about them Cowboys? They on fire right now. You know, they must be listening to the late 90s music. I know Schottenheimer be playing that. He must be listening to them hot boys. Them hot boys on fire. Guyton Smith, BB Smith, and Thomas, that line is young, nasty, and built to last nearly 10 years. And if you throw in George Pickens in there, bruh, hey, Schottenheimer, he knows what the Cowboy tradition is. He know what it is. We'll have time to battle him as well. Thomas is a backup, got destroyed at right tackle. We'll see. This week will tell it, because you know who you got to face? That Aiden Hutchinson guy. You know what made that game worse? Not only did we get our ass whooped and it was early, but then you saw he was live and he saw Aiden Hutchinson break his leg. You know, that was like a surreal suck moment right there. For real. Dak couldn't stop the run against Green Bay. The Dak hate boys, that's what they say. That's what they say. That's what they say. Aiden Hutchinson going to be struggling on Thursday. Watch, our offensive line is nasty, especially if you throw in Span Ford in there to actually be helping. Let's not be, too high on our ego, and let's make sure we just don't let him wreck the game at all. Austin Collie has entered the hospital ball chat. Be feeding them boys. He said, give Sam a little more. He's coming off a major injury. And that's, like I said, he was basically on the fringe, but you just see the addition of what you done added. They have gotten better collectively as a group. And I'm pretty sure Nealon and Sam were real close. So you see just a little bit different coming in there. And, the addition of Davion Clowney has been working too. Booker, best player available, he hit. And a lot of people didn't like it because we Ted McMillan was out the equation. The receiver everybody wanted was out the equation, but Booker's being right there, it was a hit. Revel, he's basically a hit. Now he just got to get healthy. And this is a lot of things that we're adding to. Kai say too many penalties at crucial time. That's about the only knock on Tyler Guyton right there. I doubt they go offense early in the draft. I can see free agents signing the offense like they did the defense in the offseason, but actually trying to get young and really having a core to build with this team would be probably the smart thing to do. They went Booker over receiver, and it wasn't too much of a bad choice because they went and got Pickens. So now you look at it, okay, Booker was a double hit. That was a double hit when you went out and got Pickens. Tell him, Trey. Tell him, Trev. Says Cowboys, they standing on business Thursday. Said they standing on business. They went defensive end over running back. Well, they went and got Javonte Williams. See, this is what we asked about the free front office. Like, bro, are y'all actually going to make some free agent moves and do some stuff? Now, to their credit, they really got a lot of things for cheap. They really got a lot of things for cheap. To be real with you, they went and got some things for cheap. That's what I want Dan to do, is outcoach himself. Yeah, keep holding on to the last other 2 years, bro. We were hurt, bro. Yeah, I guess, but his team got to find some way, as long as we can shut down the run game, bro. This is where I'm saying the defensive line, the addition of Quinn Williams and Kenny Clark, this is what's going to benefit us right here, but it is not going to do us no good if our linebackers ain't where they are supposed to be. Lions without Amon Saint. Well, I agree. But then again, do you trust Eberflus or do you trust this defense? One of the two. Is Eberflus going to have that dumb game plan, or is the defense not going to believe it? You know, it's one of those type of things you got to think about. He said, we putting belt to ass against Golf. He said, Golf is not Mahomes. But long as we can't stop the run, that's going to be the problem. Darren Woodson, you're exactly right. He was the last one. Woody was the last one. George Teague, yeah. But, bro, that's still over 20 years ago. That's over 20 seasons ago that you didn't have a playmaker at safety like that. Got a Chip Hutch with our tight ends, and I think Spanford is that guy. I hear the Queen getting in. She getting active about that Oklahoma game, and I'm about to get active for the Florida State game, so it's all good. Downs can cover the slot, play free safety and strong safety. Reminds me a lot of Darren Woodson when he first came into the league, and Jimmy Johnson had him ironed out right. People compare him to Eric Berry, but I would say Woodson. Eric Berry was tight, but when you talk about Woodson, he played linebacker, he played safety, he played corner. Yeah. Caleb Downs can do that. Hope Diggs sees the field Thursday. This revamped D-line should basically give him what he needs to play that man-to-man coverage out there. Diggs is playing, and Butter could come back as well, so we're hoping. Smith had penalty issues when he was a rookie and went all-pro. He's kind of TCU strikes first. He's kind of having issues as he's been getting called for more penalties this year, but a lot of sometime holding, but he's really the anchor of this whole offensive line. We know that. Josh Butler is getting ready to come back. Shotty been talking about him as well. Big time. Q-Dub and company ain't going for it Thursday. And long as they coming with it, we gonna be all right. Because all you asked for the first half of the defense, could this defense be average? Now I think this last quarter of the season, I think they're going to be more than average now. I think they're going to be slightly above average. That's why it's going to go down. Why Dan Collin take over the play. If he's taking over in the middle of the season, that lets you know they got a little trouble going in there. Cowboys keep the momentum going. Keep the energy. I just followed Ultra Cowboy and subscribed here. Let's go. Woody Berry, but Norman Teach. You talking about You think the all-pro center that came out of retirement for the Lions playing Thursday? Shit. I don't think he want them problems. If you're coming off an injury, a significant injury, or retirement, I don't think you want to jump back into that ring of problems with Kenny Clark and Quinn Williams. I don't think you want to do that. And then after that, you got Solomon Thomas, and then you got Osa Digazua. That you got problems. If you're weak anywhere in that interior of the front, you got problems when you got come see the Cowboys. That's gonna be your issue. That's gonna be your issue. He failed his physical. You're right. So he out of there. Even if you would have coming off the couch, bro, against a Quentin Williams and a Kenny Clark, now you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that. Yeah, he failed his physical, but you still don't want that. To be coming off the couch facing a guy like, man, a whole group like that? Man, hold on, Wardy son. Hold on, Wardy son. I don't know about that. We might have to back that lineup. Well, we coming down where we got about 5 more minutes before everything changed out. But yeah, man, Cowboys have everything in their play if they just went out. I just think they got the offensive weapon to put stress on anybody that they play going out forward. So is it going to be on the offense? Yeah, but the defense still got to play its part. They still got to play its part to really just keep it to where if we can score 24 points a game, we can win. But hopefully we can hold the other team under 24 points is where it's at. Maybe 27. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to ask a lot for this team to do, especially offensively. But now you're getting the weapons. You're getting some more DBs back there. They just have to figure it out at the linebacker position, and that's up to Matt Eberflus to get that right. He's going to have to find it. You know what I'm saying? So can they make a run? We hope they can, bro. We really hope they can. Tonight, I'm thinking about doing another stream. I probably won't do a full game stream of the Mavericks and Clippers, but I'll probably do the back end of it to talk some Mavs later on tonight. As basically, it'll be a Cowboys free weekend until next Thursday, so we'll try to do some more things about that. So, yeah, man, this was a fun stream, man. I want to appreciate everybody for jumping into the live one time, man. All y'all made y'all things happen. There's too many people that jumped in here. For all the new subscribers that jumped in, man, I want to appreciate y'all, man, for the big time, man. Big shout out to Ultra Cowboy up in here, Shane Barber up in here. We had a lot of people. Yamar in here, Danny was up in here. The MKG JS was up in here, man. Everybody that jumped up in here, man, is probably a lot of list of names I couldn't get to, but I want to appreciate you. Ultra Cowboy says Luka playing for the Mavs tonight. We wish. He spanked and this is something that I'm gonna end up talking about on my Mavs talk later on tonight. So, I mean, Jason Kidd really did the right game plan, and he still spanked us for a 35-point triple-double. So that is what it is. But the Mavericks are playing on the back-to-back. Anthony Davis, he came out there, and they showed me a little bit of things, but I'll talk about that later on. But for all my people that joined in, man, big shout-out to everybody, all the new subs, man. Big shout-out to y'all as well, man. We'll keep it going. Like I said, I'm looking to do another live a little bit later tonight. It'll be Maverick content. Tomorrow, I'll be dropping some content from the Stars game, drop the vlog from there, and then we'll get into Cowboys week, basically, against the Lions, as this is going to be every week is crucial, but this week is really what's going to tell about them, because you got to beat a good quality opponent on the road. So that's how we're going to do. And everybody who catch this on the playback, man, go ahead and, hit that like button, hit that notification bell as well. Drop some comments as well. If you wasn't able to catch the full show, go ahead and drop some comments. For everybody who just subbed in, stay tuned. We'll have a full-fledged, Cowboys are hot right now, but we run a sweep through the whole DFW. So much love to all my sports fans. Enjoy y'all Thanksgiving weekend. More of college football coming to y'all and more sports. Man, y'all know how I got to end my segment, how I always say, man, do everything with love, because love always wins. That's the acronym for the law. With that, I am out, y'all. Much love to this.
Self-made independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and on that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a reflexive, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity, and wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in the symphony. That keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency, and ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my